My name is Soraya. I do tarot and oracle readings. This is my first time to YouTube, so please be patient with me until I figure out my whole filming setup. I don't even know who will watch this, but if you do stumble across me, hi. I hope that I'm able to give you some guidance or perspective or even just confirmation of stuff that you already know. I am very excited to start this journey. So I decided for my first reading, I'm going to do full moon messages. Obviously, this is in July of 2021, but really, if you stumble across it, you feel drawn to it, please go ahead and watch it. I feel like time is a complicated thing, and sometimes it's not that cut and dried, you know? The other message that I did get in the process of doing these readings was that these are still valid like 7 days after the full moon. So I'm not quite sure when I'll be able to upload because I still have to figure out editing and things like that. But it might not even be uploaded in time for the full moon because it's the 23rd today, and there's some debate as to whether or not the full moon's on the 23rd or the 24th. Either way, whenever this gets uploaded, it's still valid. Okay. So also another disclaimer, the first reading was very intense and kind of heavy. So if you're not in the mood for anything heavy, pick one of the other two. But if you're just following your intuition, then choose whichever. Okay, so the options are, the first one is Moonstone. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is Opal Aura. And then option 3 is Archangel Haniel Sigil coin that I made. I'm very naughty. I shouldn't have actually used it. I haven't varnished it yet, but she's so pretty. I just had to. Look at her. And she's also the Archangel of the Moon. So choose whichever, and you can skip ahead to your reading. Hopefully I would have figured out timestamps. Wish me luck with that. But anyway, if I don't see you again, or if you click off, thank you for watching this much. And I hope that whichever pile you get gives you some love and some clarity. So we'll go ahead. Let's jump into it. So if you chose the Moonstone, this is your reading. Just so you guys are aware, I've already done the shuffling and all of that for this reading. Main reason being I don't want there to be any disruptions because my filming setup at the moment is a little tricky and I'm still trying to find my feet on it. So just bear with me. I know I love watching people shuffle, but I'm not able to do that right now. So we're going to do this for now. Okay, so let's jump into it. So when I tapped into your energy and just with the Rider-Waite cards that I pulled, I'm getting a sense of emotional shadow work, releasing of trauma, being honest with oneself, and also how we relate to the past. I'm getting a sense that full moon for you, this particular full moon, I also got 7 days. Okay, but we'll get to, I'm jumping, sorry. I'm jumping all over the place. But a lot of this has to do with emotional trauma and or just emotional shadow work, which to me is really just, you know, spiritual counseling for trauma. I'm getting a big thing about shadow work, things to do with the past, the carrying of the past into the future in the correct way. So with the Queen of Cups, what I got was, this is going to be, weirdly, I know it's in the upright, meaning she doing okay, but the messages that I got, or that I'm getting, is that this is going to be a time of emotional vulnerability for you. And I don't get the sense with this collective that you're entirely comfortable with being emotionally vulnerable. I don't think you're even comfortable with it with yourself. It does have to do with your relationships, but this more than anything else has to do with your relationship with you. Your emotional, what's the word? Your emotional patterns, I feel like you don't even like to talk about them with yourself. You don't even like to reflect on them. You don't even like to take stock of, how did I feel today? Because it's easier to just be like, I don't fucking care. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So what I'm seeing here is you're going to be confronted with it, and you better, I don't want to say it like that, it sounds like a warning, but I mean, this is why we do this, right? Who said spirituality was easy? If they did, they're a fucking liar. This is going to be hard work for you, and this is going to take a great amount of hard work on your part. Shadow work always tends to come out that way. It's not the easiest thing to go through. The warning that I am having, that Spirit has been telling me throughout this whole thing, is just be careful when you are doing shadow work and dealing with your trauma, that you don't take the trauma into the future, that you aren't taking it into the future, into your relationship with yourself, into your relationships with other people. Be careful that you aren't over identifying with your trauma. Be careful that you aren't letting, that you don't let, be careful in the sense that don't let your trauma define you. That shouldn't become your identity. You are you are an individual. We've got the star here, which is like an amazing card. This is a great time for you, a great opportunity for you to really move into your individuality, to move away from convention. I mean, just because everybody else feels a certain way about a situation doesn't necessarily mean that you have to feel that way. Do you know what I'm saying? Just because the narrative these days is like, oh, I have trauma, so this is why I'm like this and this is why I'm like that. Maybe not, but you are that way. So we have to now deal with, do we actually like being that way? Do we want to change it? Are we okay with the good and the bad that comes with being that way? Or do we need to change it, you know? And that's really what this is about. It's about taking stock with the Seven of Pentacles. I always say that's my taking stock card. When that comes up, I know Spirit is telling me, either myself or whoever oh my God, speak words, whoever I'm reading for, they need to take stock. So that is my taking stock card. It is so important for you to look back on your future in the right way. Meaning the past is only beneficial in that it can teach you a lot about your present and your future. Okay? Unless your past is informing you, you don't need it in your life. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't hold on to things that are not serving you. The past is not here. It isn't accessible to us to torture us. Do not let the past torture you. Do not carry these burdens into your future. You don't need that. You need to release these things. You need to take your lessons. Sorry, I'm laughing. It's just that I think this might be my pile. So if I'm roasting you, honey, I'm roasting me too. Do not take the pain of the past into the future. And confront your vulnerability. Why do you feel so uncomfortable being vulnerable? Why are you so scared? Is it maybe because the people around you haven't responded to your vulnerability in the right way? And I say the right way. There is no right way or wrong way. But everybody has a brand. And there's a big difference. My best friend and I were talking about this. Was it today or yesterday? I don't know. Anyway, time is Time is a thing. We were talking about how there's a big difference between knowing that you are loved and feeling as though you are loved. And that's the big thing. We are able to be vulnerable with those who make us feel like we are loved. We are not able to be vulnerable with those that we just know love us. And this is a big thing. This is about integration. You know, you need to be able to integrate these things into your life so that do the hard work now so that later this just becomes a good habit of yours. What else? I just feel like you need to really do the work on yourself. What just dropped? Oh, okay. Okay, so we've got Sarah Lakali. I'm so sorry if I pronounce things incorrectly. Queen of the Outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I will always be in love. Again, I feel like there's a difference between how you feel about something versus how everybody else feels about something. And that's okay. You're still allowed to feel a certain way. You know, it doesn't make you toxic if you don't see things the way everybody else does. Okay, and then we have, again, I'm so sorry if I mispronounce, Vajra Yogini, the essence of all Buddhas. I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. Yeah, I feel like this is letting go. This is releasing. Oh, there I go again, jumping everywhere. Basically, what I was trying to get at is, oh my God, pronunciation. I'm a reader, not an orator. Okay, sorry, I apologize in advance. So basically, what I was saying is, just because you feel a certain way that may be different from how other people feel, does not mean that you are toxic. I think people use that word too readily. It's only toxic if you expect everybody to bow down to your every feeling, thought, emotion, whatever the fuck it is. Having a different viewpoint is, or a different feeling in something is still valid. It's how you choose to act on those feelings that makes the difference. That's where you're being toxic or not toxic. But that also comes in with, you need to be honest with yourself. Am I being fair in this situation? Am I expecting somebody to validate my emotions before I can even validate my emotions? Being an outsider is hard. But being an outsider does not mean that you are not as important as the group. Do you know what I'm saying? You still have reason. Whatever it might be irrational reason, but that doesn't make sense. That's okay. I don't know, I'm talking crap now. But what I'm trying to say is, even if your feelings are different from the group, from the collective, that's still okay. Sorry, I burped. If you could hear that, I'm really, really sorry. What else do I need to say here? Is there anything else you're trying to tell me? I feel like this is definitely a release. Maybe, okay, I just had this get told to me. Maybe you were always used to being an outsider and you've carried this energy of being an outsider into your current situation. And that is now being questioned. Do I still want to be an outsider? Oftentimes when somebody is considered an outsider, they sort of glom onto that identity, and that becomes their whole identity instead of moving forward with new experiences. Do you know what I mean? Of sort of like, or you know, these people don't want to hang out with me, so I don't want to hang out with them anyway, and who gives a damn? I'll just go do everything by myself. I don't need nobody. For sure, I was like that as well. There is a big difference between surviving a situation and then letting go of the need to survive and wanting to thrive. What I'm getting here is that the full moon is telling you, let this shit go, or you're going to carry it into the next phase. This is a big change for you, a big opportunity for change. I don't know why I said it that way. but I did. So this is a big opportunity for change for you, hun. You need to let go of whatever's holding you back so that you can come into newness. You can come into your Ace of Cups, your Ten of Cups, so that you can come into a situation where you feel emotionally fulfilled. You feel like you're in tune with your emotions. And you're not afraid to tell somebody, you know what, actually, I'm not okay. I'm feeling pretty shit today. And the right people are going to show up for you. The right people are not going to make you feel like an outsider at every given opportunity. And that's what it's about. It's about finding your people. You know, being an outsider, you probably will always feel, you know, an ounce of that. But is that really where you want to be? And be honest with yourself. Because I think that there's a lot of, I'll just say that I'm fine, or I'll just say that it's okay, or I'll just say that I enjoy being by myself because that's all I've known, or that's all that's been afforded to me. Afforded? All that's been offered to me is time alone. No one to spend time with me. But I'm getting a sense of, like, even though this is all happening, this is a great opportunity for growth for you. So just be aware of what you're doing, okay? Okay, we've got Imagine and To the Sea. Okay, so this has to do with the process of dealing with trauma and or shadow work. With Imagine and To the Sea, I'm getting a sense of, like, please give yourself time to recuperate. Please be kind to yourself. There's a lot of water energy here, and I'm getting the sense that water can be very cleansing. It is for most people. I imagine it is for you as well. So I'm getting a sense of, like, maybe water magic can help you. I'm definitely being drawn to the bath. So I think if you can, Epsom salts, hot bath, cry. I just got an image of somebody sitting in the bathtub crying, but it being a release. It's not like, oh, I'm so sad, I'm in the bath. No, it's just, that is a private moment. And I'm getting more, in order to get to a point where you're able to be vulnerable with other people, you need to be vulnerable with yourself, honey. You need to cry. And you are allowed to cry. Okay? I don't care who in your life has told you, oh, don't cry, don't be a crybaby. Be a fucking crybaby. Sometimes we deserve to be a fucking crybaby. And I'm telling you now, you deserve to be a crybaby. With Imagine, I'm getting a sense that you need to do some shielding. Okay? Now, part of, like, this whole thing about being in touch with your emotions, it's also being able to express them. But sometimes when we express emotions with people, that we've already set a precedent that we don't care about our emotions. And when we tell people, I don't care about how I feel, I just carry on, people start to think that they don't need to care about your emotions either. So now you've set a precedent where your emotions don't matter and how you feel doesn't matter. So they can just do whatever they want to you. But now, if you're going into a stage where you're going to be in touch with your emotions, you're going to have to, at some point, start communicating that with people. You're going to get some backlash. There's going to be some drama. People always get mad when people glow up. You know, it doesn't matter if it's even just an emotional glow up. People still going to be mad. So with Imagine, I'm getting the sense that you need to shield yourself. So I think you need to bathe yourself in blue light, whatever shade you connect the most with. Just do that for you. I'm getting that sense. Do that for you. Okay. We've got Athena in a Wisdom and Arakura blossoming. Okay. Okay, with Athena in the Wisdom, I'm getting the sense that that's interesting. I nearly put my owl here. Sorry, I'm getting a bit muggy. Okay, so I'm getting drawn to the owl. I wonder if some of you really do connect with owls, because I nearly put my little owl statue here. It's also like a feminine aspect for me. It was my grandmother's. So I don't know if you have like a connection to your grandmother, or like a deeper connection or a spiritual connection to your grandmother. What I'm getting here is your intuition is actually weirdly very connected, but I don't think that you pay much attention to it. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes you know stuff, but you ignore that you know stuff. Please stop ignoring it, because you're doing yourself a disservice. I feel like there's been like multiple times where your inner wisdom has come out, your higher self has told you something, and then you were like, nah, that's crazy. I'm not paying attention to that. That's nuts. I'm not doing that. So they're definitely telling me, please pay attention to this shit, because you're not crazy. How many times has your higher self proven to you that he or she, it, whatever, knows what's up, and you've ignored it? And then you turn around and you're like, but I knew that. Yeah, bitch, you did. You did know that. So please just listen to your higher self. Listen to your intuition. It's there. You've got it. I'm telling you now, you've got it. I don't, like, usually if I say something like that, my guides will be like, but there's no disagreement there. You've got it. And it's quite developed. I would say it's very developed. But you keep ignoring it. So what's the point of it being there if you're going to ignore it? Arakura. Yeah, I feel like this is just, again, a reiteration of please just be gentle with yourself while you go through this process. It's going to take time, but I need you to not give up. And it's going to be hard. It is going to be hard. Shadow work is always sucky. But it's going to pay off. But it's all about being patient with it. And even if you mess up, I feel like, not really, maybe some of you are the type of people that if you run into like hardship, you might find it difficult to get back on track, or even think, I might as well not do anything now because because it didn't go according to plan. But they're telling me, no, just keep going. You'll be fine. Refine your attention. Okay, cool. Yeah, shit. Okay. Sorry. It's just basically what I was saying now. Accept disappointments gracefully. Engage higher reason and refine your attention. Okay, so that's pretty much, I feel like I just said that. You know, this is just sort of confirmation of that. Yeah, when there's something that we don't really want to admit about a situation or about ourselves, it can be difficult to accept that with love and grace. And sometimes we will, what's the word? I guess we'll kind of ignore it because it's not what we wanted to hear, you know? And sometimes hearing that you were the one who messed up and you're not the victim, you know, or that you've been playing into something that wasn't yours to play into. Is that making sense? I hope this reading is making sense. Oh my god. Sometimes I'm so abstract sometimes that I feel sorry for other people. I mean, I feel sorry for other people trying to understand what the fuck I'm saying. That's what I mean. I don't mean like shame poor people. I'm just an idiot. Engage higher reason. Again, that's your higher self. Your higher self tells you stuff and you don't listen to it. So refine your attention. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to what's going on with you. Your emotions are a big part of your intuition. We don't just feel things for no reason. You know, there's a reason for it. Okay. Effort, yeah. effort. It's all about the effort. Put the effort in, it will pay off. And that can be hard. Again, it's so hard to sort of be able to discern between what is for us and what is not. But, or where we're being difficult or not letting go of something. It can be difficult to sort of discern those things. But the more that you follow your intuition, the more that you engage higher reason, the more that you tap into your higher self, the easier the process of discernment will be. Okay, follow your dreams. I feel like this is a big path opening up for you. That's what I'm getting. I feel like a big path is going to open up for you where you'll be able to follow more of your dreams. This is just like with the Queen of Cups, I get the sense that you've passed your page, your knight situation. Do you get what I'm saying? With your divine feminine side, you've passed that stage of your life where you're dealing with the page, you're dealing with the knight energy. You want to come into your queen energy, and this is what's holding you back, is holding on to shit and not being able to be vulnerable even with you. Be vulnerable, honey, and the right people will comfort you through that. We as human beings desire, or rather require, comfort in times of hardship, and you deserve that. You deserve to be this queen. Okay. All right. That's your reading. I hope it made sense. I'm going to watch this back and probably cringe. I don't know how I'm going to edit things, but I hope that I was breathing okay, because I get short of breath. But I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that the full moon is kind to you. Remember that no matter when you watch this, it's probably, meant for you at whatever time you watch this. I know it probably won't upload it on the full moon, but yeah, like I said, when you watch it, it's meant for you. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll be back soon. Bye. So if you chose the Opal Aura, which I don't think you can really see the aura in it because of my background and the lighting, this is Opal Aura Quartz. If you chose this is your reading. Okay, so with this reading, I'm going to try and be a little bit better about not moving my hands around as much as I was in pile 1 or crystal 1, because it was going in and out of focus, and it's going to do it again if I keep doing that. Okay, so this is your reading. The first thing I have to bring up is that your energy is so fiery. Group 1 was like so chill. They were the chillest. And then now with you're like my fire pile. They were definitely air or water, whereas you are fire, fire, fire. The thing I'm getting about you is you're somebody who's always in control. You're someone who is basically always in control, always knows exactly what to do, wants things to happen yesterday, not today, not tomorrow, needs to happen yesterday. It's always go, go, go. The message the message that the moon wants to give you, my love, is to slow the fuck down. You need some balance in your life. You need to stop. You just basically need to stop. I'm so sorry. I don't know why you're making me giggly. I think it's because I love this energy. This is like my best friend. This is definitely Jessica vibes. I laugh if Jessica actually does choose this pile. Love you, Jessica, if you're watching. This is like fire. Fire, fire, fire. Yeah. Basically, the moon wants you to bring some balance into your life. In terms of also going with the flow, I feel like that's something that you don't often do with temperance. I feel like you're an instigator or a catalyst is probably a better word for it. Like you can definitely push forward with things. You can make shit happen. You kick people into gear. But I'm getting a sense of like you need to relax. Take a moment. Go with the flow a little bit more. Stop trying to control every situation and everything around you constantly. The full moon is telling me more of like go with the flow. I just keep getting go with the flow. Yeah, like stop trying to push everything forward. Stop trying to make everybody move forward with you. There's a sense of like, what's that? Let sleeping dogs lie? Is that the saying? Is it dogs or cats? Either way, that's pretty much the vibe here. The vibe is like, not everybody's on your level. Not everybody's gonna be on your level. And there's certain times where you need to be the motivator, and other times when no one asked you for your for your words. You know, no one asked you to get involved. You take it upon yourself because you are the emperor. You have this energy of like, I need to, without me, no one can get anything done. But you don't give them the opportunity to try. And I'm so sorry I'm roasting you, but it's said with love and I don't know, my guides are hectic. Like every single time I've read for somebody, it's been some shit like roasting people and stuff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just how I read. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it because I don't know how. Yeah, so basically it's just like, I just got like, stay in your lane, stay where you're supposed to be. You're in control of you and your life. Great. But when it comes to other people, especially, I'm getting the sense of like, try and have a little bit more harmony in the sense of like not getting involved in other people's stuff. Stop trying to motivate everybody around you to be like you, because it's just not going to happen. You are you for a reason. They are them for another. You know, they are them. They are them. What else are you trying to tell me? Yeah, I mean, like, the Eight of Wands is in reverse for a reason. It's not going to work. So even if you try to motivate people or create situations in which movement is made. I'm so sorry. There's lotion at the back of this nail. It looks unseemly, but it's literally just lotion. Yeah, with the Eight of Wands, even if you were to try and motivate people or push a situation, I feel like this isn't just people. This is also like, it's majority people, but I feel like it's also certain situations in your life that you're trying to force. Do not do it because it's not going to work. Divine order is in play here. Is at play? Oh my god. Words. I'm trying. Yeah. So you're not going to actually win with this one. I'm sorry to say. You're not going to win if you keep pushing. So the full moon is telling you your masculine energy is pretty well developed here at this moment in time. Your divine masculine is working pretty well, but you're going to have to balance it out with the more feminine aspects of like rest, receiving, nurturing, things like that. And also because in Temperance we get those two cups there, I'm seeing that there's like fill your cup but fill other people's cup in a different way. It doesn't always need to be in a very I don't think it's aggressive, but it's certainly authoritative. I hope I'm saying that word correctly. You don't need to show that you love people in such an authoritative masculine way all the time. Sometimes, especially now in this period of time, I feel like a lot of people around you are going to be emotionally I want to say needy, but I feel like that's the wrong word. It sounds horrible. But people are going to need you emotionally, you know, for emotional support. And you're going to have to figure out how to do that without bringing in this very dominating, authoritative, like, get your ass into gear kind of way. I know you're that person. You seem to be in like a very good energy right now. I don't get the sense that you're in a bad space at all. This collective is actually pretty together. You're my kind of people. um I love this pile actually. I feel like we're friends. Pile. I feel like this group are my friends. So yeah, I'm getting a big sense of I just got that Alaska Thunderfuck song in my head now. Shut the fuck up and give me all your money. Okay, so we've got with the Divine Feminine Oracle deck, we've got Hestia, Goddess of Sanctuary. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. Yeah, okay, with this card, I feel like Hestia is coming to you to give you an idea of nurturing. I think nurturing is a big thing for you right now. You need to be able to nurture people. I think that's a skill that you're going to be tested on with the full moon. You know, this is the culmination of feminine energy. And weirdly enough, with all the ones here, I mean, the sun is the masculine, right? The sun is in Leo. So that's a very, I feel like you represent the sun in a lot of ways. I feel like sun energy is definitely big with you right now, but really what you need to be honing in on at this point in time is feminine energy. And I feel like Hestia is coming to you to be like, hey, maybe nurture some people, maybe do some nurturing of yourself and others. I think okay, I'll get into it just now anyway. Okay, Kali. Okay, I'm actually gonna go with this one first. Oh my lord, how am I going to say this? I'm not gonna say it. There's her name there. I'm really sorry, I don't want to butcher it. The joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. Okay, with this card, I feel like it's again what I was saying before. You are the emperor. You are in control, but not everybody else is able to be like you. And just because you can find your own way doesn't mean that other people can't. They just might do it in a different way than you do. And I think this is also, the full moon is showing you a different perspective with this feminine energy that's coming in to your life at the moment, or being asked, oh my god, words, to come into your life right now. It's asking that you embrace the feminine aspects of yourself. It's asking that you embrace maternal, nurturing energies in your life right now with yourself. And I also just got, maybe spend some time with your mom, or like a maternal figure. Or if you're like me and you don't really have one, find a spiritual aspect of that. Like I've got Bast here. She's maternal. One of my goddesses is Inanna. She's, you know, all about motherhood. The goddess Ushan is like the ultimate mother. So I mean, it's not. And Kali, Kali is actually a mother. She is literally the mother of the universe. I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. Yeah. It's, with Kali, I feel like she's also just telling you to, with Kali, it's kind of interesting because she's very misunderstood. She's understood as this like destructive force in the universe, right? But she also has such nurturing ability. She manages both those energies very, very well. She is destructive, but she is also a creative power in the universe. And part of creation isn't just the primordial version of that, or like the basics of that. It's also the nuance, meaning things like nurturing and loving and hugs and, you know, kind words, soft words. Mother Kali is actually, in a lot of ways, the greatest mother, because she is able to be both fierce and soft. And if you work with her, you will notice that she's very, very loving. And with this Emperor energy that you have, this fiery, dominating, destructive, sometimes, force that you can be, you need to be able to balance that. You need to have temperance. You need to be able to balance that with the softer side, so that the perception of you as a destructive force isn't just destructive. It is also creative. I definitely think this is Jessica's pile. Wow. Sorry, I'm bringing up my best friend too much. It's just funny. Okay. Okay, another goddess deck here. Cordelia, go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get fresh air. Okay, so actually what this, to me, what I'm getting from this one is not necessarily going outside physically, but going outside of your comfort zone of, I'm just a masculine force. I'm just going to be dominating and tell everybody what to do, and I'm going to fight with people if they don't do what I say. Not necessarily that you're like that, but that's the impression that people are getting from you. So go outside of that. Step away from that energy for a bit. Go outside of your comfort zone. Also with yourself. There's a sense of like, you have to be hard on yourself all the time. Don't do that. You don't need to be hard on yourself. Okay, with Pele and Bridget, I actually feel like these are connected with Don't Back Down and Divine Passion. I feel like these are connected because this is the message that I'm getting here. There seems to be a perception of gentler, how do I say this? Gentle or vulnerable in your mind. Maybe that shows as not as passionate or not as strong or forceful or impactful, but that's not true. You know, there's a divine passion in being gentle. It's something that is so complex that we don't fully understand these things at this point, you know. And what really happens, or what really matters rather, is your heart's true desire. It says it here. Heart's true desire. What are you really desiring to do with these things? You know, with yourself, with other people, how you treat yourself, how you treat other people. What is your true heart's desire? If it's to help, there is more than one way to help. And they're saying that you have mastered the way of doing it as the Emperor. Now is the time to work on mastering doing it as the Empress. Because the Empress is just as strong, but her energy is very different to the Emperor's energy. And I feel like your divine masculine is so developed. Obviously, you're not at the end of that road. No one is. But your Empress energy is suffering. You know, your divine masculine is so developed that the Empress has been, your divine feminine has, you know, she's struggling a little bit. So we need to push her forward, and we need to express her and feel her. So, yeah, I'm getting the sense of like, don't think that because it's a feminine way of dealing with something that it's not as impactful as the masculine. You know, the feminine is just as powerful. Okay, by the book and time to go. Okay, so by the book, Let me see here. Yeah, by the book, okay. I know what the meaning of the card is because I've had Wisdom of the Oracle for a very long time, but I'm actually just being drawn to the picture of the elephants following each other in a line. And I feel like you are such a natural leader. And even if you don't perceive yourself that way, which I feel like most of you don't, you do it naturally. It's not something that you mean to do. It's just what you do. And it's just your vibe. It's just your energy. It's just the way that you're built. And I'm getting the sense of like, maybe step back from that for a bit. Don't be the leader for once. Let yourself be led by somebody that you trust, you know? And with time to go, I'm seeing this figure. Let me just pick it up for a second. I'm seeing this figure sort of go towards the door. I don't know if you can see it there. There's the door. Can you see it? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, you can see me. This figure is going towards this door. She doesn't necessarily know what's behind that door, right? But she knows that she must move forward. And this is all about forward movement. That's the way you want to go, right? But I'm getting the sense that you're not going to be able to move forward if you yourself try to force it, but rather by allowing yourself to be led. And that could be a situation in which you're being stubborn and you don't want to listen to somebody else's point of view, or basically, I'm just getting the sense that you need to listen more. And not necessarily just listen to other people, which definitely, please listen to other people a little bit more, but also listen to yourself a little bit more. I feel like some of you might be the type to like just talk, you know, and believe me, this isn't a read because I do that. I don't shut up sometimes. And I need to be put in my place, and then I am put in my place, and I'm like, oh, thank you. I needed to be told to shut the fuck up. So there is a sense of like, don't talk so much. And when you do talk, listen to what you're saying, because something here about being you want movement, but you're not taking the right steps, even though they're being shown to you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, maybe you have gotten a reading, or maybe you, what's the word? Oh, God. Maybe you've been given signs. Okay, maybe you've been given signs. Okay, sorry, I'm channeling, and sometimes they give me a concept and they don't give me the right words to express it. Hold on. Come on, Spirit, don't do this to me. Okay, I'm gonna try again. Bear with me here. Okay, it's almost as though you've been given signs as to how to progress forward, but you ignore those because those don't fall in line with what you want to do or the way that you've done things before. And you feel like, no, it's worked before, so it should work now by the book, right? You've written the book. This isn't the book of the universe that you're going by. It's your own book. And Spirit just showed me like them knocking the book off the shelf of like, no, the universe isn't just yours. The universe works to its own balance, its own temperance. You don't get to decide those things. Some things you don't get to decide. You get to decide a lot of things, but not everything. And one of them is timing. So yeah, definitely something about you're being led, but you're not following the directions. Okay. Bust out of your cocoon. Yes. Okay. Okay, with bust out of your cocoon, I feel like yeah, again, being forced out of your comfort zone. It is not your comfort zone to be led by anything, even the universe, because you are the leader. Again, you might not feel this way, but other people feel this way about you. And even the universe feels this way about you. They're like, damn, you know, this person's a leader. Opal Aura Quartz is a leader. You're definitely a leader, and I get like definite like bad bitch vibes from you, and I love it. It's my favorite. I'm totally down with this. But but you need to step out of that mentality of I'm in control of every situation, because you're not. And that's okay. Sometimes other people are in control of it. Sometimes the universe is in control of it. So you need to be able to do the give and take thing. Okay, speak up. Take a step back. Sorry, I'm just laughing. So this is definitely what I was talking about. It's like with speak up, I feel like this is more of a situation where maybe don't speak as much, but definitely listen to what you're saying when you do decide to speak up. Think about it a little bit more instead of just, I feel like you definitely do speak from higher self, whether you mean to intentionally or not. Yeah, you definitely do speak from spirit, and that's not something that I think you're fully fully aware of, but you do it. But sometimes, and I know this because I'm the same, sometimes spirit speaks through me, but it's still not appropriate. And so we have to learn how to sort of deal with that, and whether or not we want to deal with the fallout of that. But there's definitely, I'm being drawn to like the fire around our head. Um, Learn to control your fire. I know that's hard. I know. I know. I feel you. That is hard. I love this pile. With take a step back. I'm getting the sense of like you need to chill a little bit with some of the stuff that you're doing right now. The full moon is definitely giving you a sense of like there is strength in relaxation, there is strength in stopping, there is strength with taking a break, there's strength with allowing somebody else to lead for a moment. It doesn't make you less of an alpha or a sigma or whatever the hell you want to be. It doesn't make you less of that. It just makes you someone so secure with their strength that they don't need to show it all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? You can be like the baddest of asses with this. Okay? You are a badass already. And that's the other thing. It's like you are such a badass. You don't need to show people that you're a badass all the time. We see it. Spirit just said we see it. Okay, we've got adventure and self-love. I feel like you're definitely somebody who gets bored very easily. And this is about taking, if you find it difficult to stomach the idea of all of this, see this process as an adventure. This is just another adventure in your life. This is just something to add to the story of your life. And to really love yourself even when you aren't being a badass. But anyway, this was your reading. Opal Aura. I loved it actually. This was a really, really fun reading. I love this because the first one was quite hectic and I don't know. It, also because I was being roasted, it was my pile. But I loved this one, and yeah. Thank you so much. This is your crystal. Thank you so much for listening to this reading. I hope that it gave you some perspective and a few laughs. I know I was giggling, but I'm a giggly person, so whatever. I hope to see you again. Thank you very much. Bye. If you chose the Archangel Haniel Sigil coin, this is your reading. I make these sigil coins. I probably already mentioned that. Very proud of these. They're so pretty. Okay, so Archangel Haniel, I'm sure I said it in the intro. She is connected with the moon energy. So, yeah. Very excited about this reading. It actually feels like good stuff, okay? You actually pulled more tarot, more Rider-Waite tarot than the previous piles, because there's a lot to say here. Okay, so the first thing that is coming up is you've been through it. You've been through it, but you seem to have come out of it. One of the messages that I'm getting is everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And the times that you felt you needed to protect yourself and you needed to, I guess, hold yourself separate from people, there was a reason for that, okay? And the full moon is telling me you're moving out of that space now. It feels like you've done, while I was doing some connecting with your energy as a collective, I got the impression that you've done a lot of work on yourself lately. Or maybe not even lately, but over however many years it's been, you've done so much work on yourself. And so you have moved into a newer space, moved into a brighter day with the Sun card here. With Justice and the Wheel of Fortune, I'm seeing a lot of fairness coming into play here. Whereas before there might have been a feeling of, this is unfair, why is this happening, how is this happening, how could this happen? Whereas now there's a sense of everything happened for a reason and now is my time. With the Three of Cups, I'm seeing celebration of some kind, even if it's just internal celebration. I'm not going to talk too much about these cards because I feel like it's that simple. It's that complicated and that simple. I feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself, a lot of shadow work, a lot of working through your stuff. I feel like some of you might have even gone to therapy, and that was a big step for you. I feel like you finally took the leap into going to therapy, or if you're thinking about it, please do it. I feel like it's going to be beneficial for you. Not even necessarily if you have something big, but you've been thinking about it, like maybe I should do it anyway, just to see. And you know what? It can be super beneficial, even if it's just somebody to hear you speak, somebody who's actively listening to you, you know? So I feel like therapy was involved with this. I feel like a lot of internal changes. There were external circumstances that created the situation for you. So if you're not connecting with this pile, I just have to say, if anything that I've just said in the last almost 4 minutes does not connect with you, maybe choose a different pile, because this is very specific. It's somebody who, this is about someone who has been through really tough situations. They're not giving me specifics, I guess, because this is for whoever comes upon this reading. But this is somebody who's been through a lot, but has or is taking steps to I want to say fix themselves, but that's not true, because you were never broken. But there's been some repairing here, internal repairing and external repairing. No, I feel like there was internal repairing and now the outside is following in, if that makes sense. The material is being made manifest now because the internal was fixed. You were, I think at one point it was like you were internally and externally empty, right? Now you're internally full and the external is following. Is this making sense? I hope this is making sense. I run the risk sometimes of speaking in abstracts, but this is the energy that I'm getting here, and this is justice. This is justice being served. This is you getting what you deserve. Okay. All right, so let's jump into it, because I don't have much else to say about this. I feel like there's going to be more information with these cards. Okay, so we've got, with the Divine Feminine, we've got Diana, Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. You know what's weird? When I was thinking about this pile, because I took a little bit break, I've been taking breaks in between doing these readings. Before I was I was thinking about it, and I just got the message of these people are wild. And I feel like even if you hear that, you might be like, what? Um, I feel like you're wild in the sense that it's not noticeable, you know, to the average person who maybe comes in contact with you. But there is an inner wildness to you that I think people are not immediately aware of. It's internal wildness, which is, I'm finding it hard to describe, but I feel like if this is you, you'll know what I mean. There's a wildness to you that I think people don't notice immediately. I think maybe people, when they interact with you, they see you as an intellectual, maybe. But there is a wild passion to you that is almost primal in a way. You might be an earth witch, you know? You might be an earth witch. I'm feeling that. Also, I've just been called to note this. The sun is actually in Leo at the moment. So I feel like this is like big manifestation vibes for you. You're coming into your own. I feel like, I think money is going to be good, but I'm not seeing an emphasis on money. I'm seeing more of an emphasis on just life being good. Do you know what I mean? Like day-to-day life being good in the next week, 2 weeks, something like that. It's different for everybody, but I did get the message earlier that 7 days from the full moon is going to be this period of time that everybody's dealing with things. Okay, so Diana, Queen of the Wilderness, I feel like you definitely are wild, and that energy is being sort of expressed right now. You might feel a little bit wild at this time. You might do something, I call it getting in touch with your devil energy, where you get to sort of enjoy the more hedonistic pleasures of the world, the more earthy type of situations. Take that as you may. I don't know. That isn't this kind of reading, but like, oh, this isn't that kind of reading is what I meant to say. But you might be feeling a little frisky. But in a good way, not in a toxic, you know, fucked up kind of way, in a very good way, in a expressing yourself, expressing your true self, or part of your true self. I feel like you're like very complex individual, but in the best possible way. Okay, we've got Rabia, the queen of saintly women. I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. Yeah, this is exactly it. You're getting in touch with yourself in a way that might feel new to you, but it's almost like you're being called to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of are being moved to doing certain things that you never thought you would do, or that other people didn't think you would do. It's like, oh my god, this person is actually doing all of this. I never thought they had it in them. But you totally have always had it in you, and I almost get like a little bit of annoyance when I say that to you, that people are like, I had no idea. Because you're like, I've always been this way. How did you people not notice? And I think it's just because you are very still. You have a very outwardly still energy that sort of masks the wildness within. And so people don't recognize this about you. It takes a very, I feel like there's maybe one or two people in your life who know who you really are, and all these facets to you. But yeah, I'm getting that vibe. So you might be feeling a bit wild. I feel like there isn't a ton of advice that I have for you here. But Spirit is just sort of confirming these energies for you. Okay. We've got Vajra Yogini, which is a card that came, I think it was pile 1. The essence of all Buddhas. I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. There we go. So I feel like you've learned to savor certain moments in time. Even the moments where you had Four of Pentacles energy, where you felt like you needed to conserve yourself or be alone or whatever. There is a sense of you understanding that everything is cyclical. Like, even with the Wheel of Fortune, everything is cyclical. It goes round and round and round and round and round. And you are very much aware of that in this moment. The full moon is telling you everything you need to know, and you're feeling it. Oh my god, I just realized Diana, full moon, and there's the moon behind her. Okay, sorry. It's just, I like this reading. This is so cool. I feel like you are successful, but not in like, it might be material, I don't know, but it feels like you're being successful at being you. Does that make sense? And I'm really happy to hear that, because so few people are able to do that. This is amazing. I'm very proud of you. Wow. Okay, so more goddess cards. Okay, so we've got Freya, bold, unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. Yes, yes, yes. Do it. Do it. If you're thinking about, like, I just got like a hair thing. I just was noticing her hair. If you're thinking about changing your hair and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should do it. Do it. I'm like such an Aries. I'm just like, go do it now. Yeah. No, if you're thinking about changing your hair, if you're thinking about doing something weird and crazy and you're like, I don't know, do it. Do it. You will feel and feel the power of being able to do something like that. You are so free, and I feel like you know this, you feel it. But there might be a little bit for some of you. I don't feel like this is everybody, because I am getting this like overwhelming feeling of like just being it's almost like you've unleashed yourself on the world, you know. But some of you might be feeling slight reservations about this, of like, I don't know if it's okay for me to do these things. It is totally okay. I think oftentimes we can get bogged down with gaining permission to do the things that we want to do. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you're not putting anybody out, you're not putting yourself in an unsafe situation, as long as you're not doing any of those like horrible things to yourself or others, you are totally free to do anything you want to do. You have the power to give yourself the permission to be as wild and as free as you want to be. Okay? No one controls you, and no one can really give you permission except you. So if you feel this need to express yourself, to be bold and wild and crazy and do something that is out of character, you know, in a way, but is, you know, just an expression of your happiness or even of the changes that you've been through, 100% do that. Wow. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. The next card, Abundantia, prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Yes. Yes. Abundance. Like I said, you are so abundant right now, and I feel like this is definitely money, but it's also just you. You are just a very rich person right now, internally, externally, and these things are being shown your way. You're being given opportunities and you're taking them. Sometimes you're even creating them. I'm getting a big like manifestation vibe from you. Yes, with Medicine Woman. I cannot pronounce this, and I'm not going to try and butcher it. So you are a channel for divine healing power. I feel like this is also just you being somebody who is able to create. Okay? You are somebody in this full moon cycle, and I don't know if I've mentioned it in this one. I'm sure I've done it in the intro. The next 7 days, you know, from when you watch this, the next 7 days, whenever you watch it, this is a great time for you to do some manifestation. And however you manage to do that, even if you just say it out loud, I feel like your voice is something that could be of great power to you, but I feel like it's also another thing that could be great for you is like dance. I feel like physical movement as well. Maybe some of you have taken up dance. Maybe you've been like doing a little boogie. But it feels like the things that you think about, the things that you focus on while you're in movement. Maybe you listen to music while you run and you think about stuff or whatever. I feel like the more physicality you can put into your manifestation style, the better it is for you. I think we run into this, like, we run the risk of thinking that things like meditation, manifestation, things like that, that there's only one way to do it. Absolute bullshit. Everybody's so different, and these things work differently for everybody. Oh, okay. Weird. Not for you. Okay. Yes. Okay, so we've got not for you. We've got orphaned and no place like home. Let me tell you something. This is the hardship that you've been through. You've been rejected by people that you thought were family. Okay? And you figured out, I love this. Okay, you figured out how special and how important you are. And you're like, you know what? I wasn't for you. Guess what? You weren't for me either. And my home is where I am. My home is where I am loved. My home is abundant, with or without you. Okay? And feelings of being rejected, I feel like you've taken yourself out of the game. I'm being drawn to, like, oh God, I'm gonna mess this all up. Yep. I feel like I'm being drawn to, like, the chess board and the chess pieces in this card. You've taken yourself out of that game of like being in situations where you feel like you're being abandoned, being in situations where you are being taken for granted or not being seen for your value, your worth. And you're starting to see that your real home is with yourself, number one, is with the divine, number two, and is with people who appreciate you for you and love you for who the fuck you are, three. Okay? And that is something that I think people aren't fully aware of yet. And that's part of, like, this, like, oh damn, I didn't think she had it in her. I feel like you probably were very quiet and, again, like, still before, and now you're starting to speak up and you're starting to be like, no, I'm not allowing this kind of junk in my life no more. This is not serving me, and I'm going to do what it takes to be me and gain the what's the word? And gain the confidence. But I feel like you've always been, like, confident, you know? I don't feel like, even if you were quiet or came off to other people as quite timid, you've always been confident. I think people just didn't recognize that. It wasn't something that you felt the need to express to everybody, you know, all the time. But now you're expressing it, and that's beautiful. Okay. I'm loving this. Okay. Yes. Okay. So you've engaged higher reason, meaning you've seen the truth of a situation. You've seen the justice in the situation, and you were like, I'm going to act accordingly. I'm engaging my higher self in this situation, and I'm going to forgive and forget you people. Or forgive and forget these situations that no longer serve me. You're not holding on to resentment, because resentment would damage you, would damage your path. So you've already decided. I feel like this full moon is just confirming everything for you. You're going to get more and more signs, or you have been getting signs that these things are real for you. Yeah, you've seen the higher reason in all of these situations. You've seen why you've dealt with all this stuff before. It's put you in the perfect situation now to receive all the blessings that you have been promised. I feel like you probably have read cards yourself or have done a few of these readings. online or whatever, if you're not a practitioner yourself, but I feel like quite a few of you probably are at this point, because I'm getting like big spiritual understanding, big spiritual divine order understanding here, and that takes somebody who practices, even if it's unconscious practice, you know, it's just in the way that you understand things. This Aquarius full moon is like right in your wheelhouse. You get it. You get it more than I think you even realize that you get it. Not everybody thinks the way that you do. Trust and believe. So I feel like you're in your power now, because you're like, I understood why all these things have happened in my life, and as a result, I'm now in the perfect position to handle my blessings responsibly. I know how to take accountability for myself, so now I can also responsibly use the gifts that are given to me. You feel me? Like, it's just, I love your energy. Okay. Be patient. You've been patient. You've been patient, and you will continue to be patient. And it's not even about sitting around and waiting, because I feel like she's just about to get up off that chair any minute. Not in a sense of like, I'm done waiting, in the sense of like, as soon as it's my time and I'm ready to go. You know? I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Manifestation. Yes. Okay. Happy ending? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. Yes. You are doing amazing. You are doing amazing stuff right now. For you. Again, I feel like this is internal wealth. Which I know, you know, both things are important, external and internal. But I feel like you are on your way to being the happiest you've ever been, and not necessarily because of your external circumstances. It's just because you know. You figured it out. You understand how manifestation works in your life. It might take time, but it's gonna happen. If I put in the hard work, it's gonna happen. This reading is so much fun. I love this. I just want to keep talking to you. This is amazing. You are on the right path. Can I just say, you are on the right path. This collective, you chose this Archangel Haniel sigil coin. You can't really see it very well here because the gold is not. There we go. You can kind of see the shifts in it. But if you chose this sigil coin, you are on the right path. There is a wildness to you that's being expressed right now. You might be feeling some kind of way. Explore that. Do it responsibly, do it safely, but explore that. There is a sense of you having been through extreme hardship, of feeling rejected, of feeling hurt in some ways, and feeling pushed away by certain people. You've now realized your worth, or if you haven't realized it yet, you will, okay? You will figure it out. And I'm also being told now, don't go on anybody else's timeline but your own. Everybody's different. This whole idea that if we're a certain age, we should have done something already, or that we, that certain things that should have already happened, or we should have already had it figured out, is complete bullshit, okay? Just look around you. There are so many people at different ages not knowing what the hell is going on, and that's normal, and that's fine, okay? So anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, because this collective was dope. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. I'm really happy for you. Put me in such a good mood. I love it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.